That's when I really started to panic, Jeff, because if I'm a person that watches Cougar Town, how can I be in Cougar Town?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most creative and elaborate hidden details you probably missed in Community.
Give them space. Repiloting can be intense. New people show up, regular shift roles, or even fall away.
Number 10. Monkey puns.
Monkey knockout gas. Now that's the kind of grounded, sensible thinking I want to see this year.
Community is known for its witty dialogue and meta references, but the show isn't above a good old-fashioned pun from time to time. In the Season 3 opener Biology 101, the Dean tells the gang it's time to clean up Greendale, starting with airing out the monkey living in the vents.
What is that? It's probably the monkey that lives in the vents. I named him Annie's boobs. After Annie's boobs.
As Jeff chases Chang through the school, a blink and you'll miss it cutaway shows the security guards about to blow a knockout gas into the vents. The name of the gas, as written on the canister, is chimpanzees. It's an easy gag to miss, but one that shows no detail is wasted on Community.
If I wanted to run a monkey hotel, I'd install a banana buffet. I'd use vines as elevators, and I'd put tail holes in the bathrobes, and I'd lower all the shower knobs.
Well, you've really thought this through.
Number 9. Cap Dean America.
And for the record, I feel very vulnerable without a gun. Ugh, only someone that plays in this thing?
Community's Season 6 episode Modern Espionage features an obvious reference to a scene from Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This time, it involves Dean Pelton, armed only with paintballs trapped inside an elevator full of enemies. The parody itself is not so subtle, but as always with Community, there's parodies within parody. The scene is a nod to the Russo brothers, who directed The Winter Soldier, with Joe Russo working on some of Community's early paintball episodes. Though the brothers didn't direct this episode, the last thug taken out by Dean might look familiar to MCU fans, as the very same stuntman appears in both elevators.
I just want you to know, Cat, it's impersonal!
Number 8. Troy's coping mechanism. Community is so committed to its own continuity that even the most trivial lines of dialogue can have meaning down the line.
My Uncle Carl played a big role in my life. He taught me how to throw a football. He passed away this year. His favorite drink was a 7 and 7.
In the 9th episode of Season 2, Troy and Abed make one of their infamous blanket forts. In the very next episode, Troy comments that his uncle recently passed away. Nothing to see here, right?
Wrong! Wrong!
An entire season later, in Studies in Modern Movement, Troy notes that blanket forts aren't just for when uncles die.
This apartment is where dreams come true.
We spent our whole lives being told that blanket forts are only for special occasions, like sleepovers or when uncles die. But that's a lie, Annie.
The obvious implication here is that Troy built a blanket fort as a way to cope with his uncle's death, an easily missed payoff we never knew we needed. Number 7. The wrong door number.
Bienvenido de la casa Ches Trobed.
Very nice. Oh, look. Indiana Jones in the Apartment of Perpetual Virginity.
Remedial Chaos Theory is one of the show's most memorable episodes, but there's meaning to be found in its least memorable moments. Troy and Abed's apartment number 303 is a direct reference to the episode number, which was supposed to be the 3rd in Season 3. The episode was pushed back in editing, becoming the season's 4th episode, but the door number remained.
Life has gone to hell, Abed! This is real! Look at us! Look at me!
When they arrive at the apartment, Annie and Britta debate whether they should go to 304 instead.
Didn't they say 304? No, 303. I wrote it down twice.
Troy and Abed's new apartment!
Lines were added later, sounding like simple dialogue to those just watching, but getting a guaranteed laugh out of anyone who followed the production drama. Number 6. Pierce vs. Frozen Yogurt. In the Season 4 episode Herstory of Dance, Brie Larson's Rachel tells Abed this is the most she's enjoyed work since she ran the frozen yogurt machine, until that old guy broke it.
This is the most fun I've ever had on a work-study gig. And I used to run the frozen yogurt machine before that old guy broke it.
A season earlier, an end credits scene shows Pierce struggling over a soft-serve machine. Believe it or not, though, Rachel could also be referring to another frozen goods machine broken by Pierce.
What are you doing?
Can we get some help out here? Some old guy broke the machine and is faking a heart attack.
In a future Season 4 episode, we learn that the group crossed paths before attending Greendale, and that their fates are connected by a frozen yogurt place. The gang later implies that they saw an old man break this machine too, and then fake a heart attack. Sound like anyone else we know?
Wait, so was that old guy really Pierce? We'll never know, because he'll never, ever remember.
Number 5. Beetlejuice. Most of us know that saying the name Beetlejuice 3 times in a row summons the bioexorcist. It's less clear how the supernatural Tim Burton villain has anything to do with an NBC sitcom. The origin of Community's Beetlejuice gag tracks back to Season 1, when Professor Slater tries to remember Britta's name.
You should come. Maybe your study buds will go. What's the blonde's name? Bitter Butter Beetlejuice?
In Season 2, Britta says the name when describing Jeff's underwear.
This Gwynnifer must be real special. Don't you usually wear the stripy turquoise Beetlejuice numbers?
Another season later, Annie describes Britta's Halloween playlist as Little But the Beetlejuice soundtrack. And wouldn't you know it, an actor dressed as Beetlejuice walks by in the background.
There's nothing in your playlist but Spooky Party, the Beetlejuice soundtrack, and NPR podcasts.
Oh, we could listen to one of those!
It's one of Community's longest setups for one of its shortest payoffs, but absolutely worth it as far as we're concerned. Number 4. Frankie and the IT Lady. Ahead of the final season, Paget Brewster was cast as part of the New Look study group, but the actress had already appeared in the show as a different character.
You want me to lift web restrictions solely for custodial?
They need to have full access so they can research custodian stuff.
Brewster made a Season 5 cameo as IT support worker Deborah, assisting Annie's Save Greendale campaign. In Season 6, Brewster, now as Frankie, is frustrated that she can't find the IT lady.
6. Y5. Okay. Oop. And oh.
All right. I am trying to find the IT lady.
She adds that her emails are bouncing back, and when she tries to call, she hears a high-pitched whistle that gives her a nosebleed. In the Season 2 episode, Paradigms of Human Memory, Jeff attributes Troy's nosebleed to Abed being too meta.
Abed, stop being meta. Why do you always have to take whatever happens to us and shove it up its own ass?
Number 3. The Cougar Town crossover. In the Season 2 episode Critical Film Studies, Abed tells Jeff that he appeared as an extra on Cougar Town and got so nervous he, let's just say, filled his pants.
2 days after I got that invitation, I was on the set of Cougar Town, Jeff. Cougar Town.
Look, if you want me to take it seriously, stop saying its name.
The story is absurd enough to stand on its own, but creator Dan Harmon took it a step further. Harmon, pals with Cougar Town showrunner Bill Lawrence, actually arranged for actor Danny Pudi to appear in the ABC sitcom Season 2 finale.
My mom stole my hair and sold it to a doll company, so I'm stuck in this town.
Clearly in character, Pudi does all but stare into the lens, and eventually runs away for obvious reasons. Actors Busy Phillips and Dan Bird went the other way, briefly appearing in Community's own season finale, leading to one of the most elaborate sitcom crossovers with confused fans on both sides.
Trav, our last date was watching the first season DVD of Community and staying up all night watching 9 Emilio Estevez movies.
Number 2. Troy is mad at Zach Braff.
We can repilot. This could be like Scrubs Season 9, a revamp, a do-over. Jeff could come back to Greendale as a teacher.
The Season 5 premiere repilot attempts to get Community back on track after a divisive 4th season. Typically meta, Abed comments on the repiloting of the show, rounding off his misgivings by noting that Zach Braff left the 9th season of Scrubs after only 6 episodes. Troy, played by Donald Glover, has a meta reply of his own.
Son of a bitch. After everything Scrubs did for him? Sorry.
Although we didn't know it yet, writer Dan Harmon would have been all too aware that Glover was leaving the show himself. Troy even goes one better than Scrubs' JD, sailing away after just 5 episodes of the new season.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Abed delivers a baby.
I barely saw you this week, Abed. What have you been up to?
Not much.
When Shirley goes into labor at the end of season 2, Abed explains he delivered a baby earlier the same year, while everyone else was off in the background.
I delivered a baby earlier this year in the back of an SUV.
What? Mm-hmm. Where was I when that happened?
I don't know, off in the background.
True to form, Community had already paid off this joke. In the season's 3rd episode, Abed has an entire subplot play out in the background, meeting a pregnant woman, getting into a scrap with the child's father, and helping deliver the baby in the back of her truck. But this background couple's storyline goes back even further. In a season 1 episode, exactly 9 months earlier, Abed warns the students not to use the school's branded condoms, and the very same couple are seen throwing away their own condom wrapper.
Attention Greendale students! Don't use the condoms. If you're going to have sex tonight, don't use condoms.
Honest answers only. Which Community Easter eggs did you catch? Let us know in the comments.
Something always brings me back to you. It never takes too long.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.